Hola, hello everybody, welcome. I am just finishing up setting everything up. I see that Taina is on, I see that Tatiana is on, and I believe we might be waiting on Gabriela. I don't see her just yet. We should be starting shortly. Please, anybody that's just attending our event and you're in the Zoom room, keep your mics muted, mantengan sus micrófonos mutados y su video apagado para no interrumpir la lectura. To our readers, once I introduce you, please put your video on, which I will turn mine off, and that way you can have the stage, essentially. This is being broadcast via Facebook. Estamos broadcasting por Facebook. We are live now, so if it would be easier to log in via Facebook and get out of the Zoom room for you to view the event, I've posted the link on the chat room for Zoom. Everybody joining us from Facebook, welcome, bienvenidos. We're being rebroadcast also to the Highlandtown First Friday Art Walk, virtual now. And we're excited to be here. My name is Barbara Perez Marquez. I'm one of the residents in writing for Yellow Arrow Publishing this year. I am a Dominican in heritage. I grew up in the island and moved to USA in 2009. I will be your host for tonight. Voy a ser su presentadora. Voy a introducir a las lectoras de hoy, que son del área de Baltimore y DC. I will be introducing our writers today. We have a great lineup. Like I said, we are waiting, I believe, for one more of our readers, so perhaps we'll get started as to respect everybody's time. We'll give it one more minute. I see we've got a couple more participants joining us. Once again, bienvenidos, welcome everybody. If it would be easier for you to join us on Facebook, you can go to our page on Facebook, Yellow Arrow Publishing Now. This video is being rebroadcast there. It's also being rebroadcast on the Highlandtown page. Hola, everybody from Highlandtown. In this quarantine time, we're doing the best we can to make sure that we can get amazing reading and content to everybody out there to keep everybody entertained during the quarantine. And again, if you're in the Zoom room, please keep your mics and videos muted and turned off as to not interrupt our readers once we begin. I will introduce perhaps our first reading in another maybe 2 minutes. That way we allow anybody else that's joining us to get here. Our readers will be reading for about 10 minutes each. I'll be introducing them, and then I will be turning off my video to allow them to take the stage. Again, if you're a reader, once you've been introduced, turn your video and your mic on, perhaps give it, a 1-2 count before you begin reading, and you take the stage. I will be in the background if anything is needed to allow us to run as smoothly as possible. I believe I see Gabriela in the participants now, so I think everybody is here now. So our readers are all here. So let's begin. Last time, welcome everybody, bienvenidos a la Voces Latinas reading for Yellow Arrow Publishing. My name is Barbara Perez Marquez. Mi nombre es Barbara Perez Marquez. Soy una dominicana escritora viviendo en Baltimore. I'm a Dominican writer living in Baltimore. I'm one of the residents at Yellow Arrow Publishing this year. Soy una de las residentes escritoras de este año para Yellow Arrow Publishing. Voy a ser su presentadora tonight. I'm going to be your presenter tonight. And I am going to introduce our first reader. Born in Puerto Rico and raised in the mainland United States, Tatiana Figueroa Ramirez graduated with a BA in English Literature from the University of Maryland, Baltimore County, UMBC, and is a VONA Voices Alumna, having worked with award-winning poets Willie Perdomo and Smith. Tatiana currently performs, teaches poetry workshops, and hosts events in the greater Washington, D.C. area, having previously done so in New York, Philadelphia, Miami, Puerto Rico, and the Dominican Republic, at venues including New York University, the Kennedy Center, and the Howard Theater. You can read her work in the Acentos Review, Here Comes Everyone, and Queen Mob's Tea House, among other publications. She's the author of Coconut Curls y Café con Leche. Welcome, Tatiana. I believe you are on. I am going to pass on the mic and the video to you.
Mi gente. I come from a mixed people. Separated by oceans, seas, rivers, and streams, they cry for my return. Body blessed by blackened iron blood, forming the beat to bomba, plena, and palo. These the praises to African daisies uprooted from rich soils to faraway lands in chains. Chains broken by revolutions and fights that still pump air breathing through this very poem. Tribes from generations before reveal spirits of the mountains protecting the people I name my own. They call back to incense smoke cleanses floating above, to medicine birthed by earth itself, to the golden rain of gods, to a time when they thrived on this wilderness they worshipped. Learning, aloe vera and coconuts are the cures for all. Knowing yuca and plátanos are our bones, seeing the moon as the goddess she is. Castellano dips into the Atlantic Ocean, watercolors of never-ending horizons mixed with New World lush and wealth. A globe combines to become la herencia que todo esperamos. A fresh strain of fruit ripe on my bronze palms and sweetness dripping from my lips. Unknown words forged from rolling R's give life to the emerald hills where I first saw light. White magic gifted from ancestors past flows through the roots of the ceiba trees, grows in the petals of amapolas, and pulses through sunshowers tropicales. They are the fingers twisting through these diamond curls, crossing my being to invoke the Holy Trinity. Mi gente. I am now told to speak in English. This is when I remember I can't ask for la bendición in English. I can't cook sancocho in English. I can't scream auxilio in English. I can't shir huepa in English. I can't dance salsa in English. I can't pray in English. I can't pronounce my own name in English. Mi lengua materna me abraza más fuerte, secando mis lágrimas que solo saben cómo llorar en español. I cannot do this in English. Mi lengua me repite los nombres de mis abuelas. Edith Montalvo, Herminda Vélez, Monserrate Martínez, Mariana Torres, Lucrecia Alicia, María Dolores Pacheco. I cannot say their names in English. Nombres que han sobrevivido los siglos. Mi lengua me canta las melodías del callejón. I cannot sing these in English. La que pintan los amaneceres de los días con los machetes de los jíbaros. Me recuerda las voces del pueblo. I cannot hear them in English. Las mismas que gritan, pa'lante mi gente. Y ahí mi lengua me dice que hay algunas cosas que simplemente no se pueden traducir. Hi, everybody. My name is Tatiana Figueroa Ramirez. Thank you so much to Barbara for hosting and for the lovely introduction. It's nice to at least virtually see you again. I just want to thank everybody for joining us tonight. That was the opening poem of my book, Coconut Curls y Café con Leche. My very first full-length poetry collection. So as you can imagine, my firstborn baby. I'm just gonna jump into some more poems because that's what you guys came here for. Things my daughter must know. You are beautiful. Be your complexion a cluster of quartz, a cousin of liquid bronze, or pure ebony that flows into the garden of black gardenias kissing your skull. Each coily petal caresses your mind that must know you are beautiful. I'm sorry if you don't hear it enough. Know you were born into a world that thinks you too much, too smart, too bold, too revolutionary, a world too small to contain you. No governments exist that wish I did not have you. You, the daughter of an open sea blessed by Jemaja herself. You, the descendant of warriors. You, the child of your own pure being. You are beautiful. Know you are loved and deserve to be loved. You must know not everyone will love you. You will be called out of your name. You will be touched without your consent. Respect cannot be taught. You must know you don't deserve this. No, you are better than this. You will fight this. My baby girl, my blood runs through you. From the way you may think too much down to the point in your toe, you are my child. No, I was strong, death and I acquainted. Tears preserve sanity, even in silence. I ran away into line breaks and metaphors. Escape if you must. You with the names Milka, Monserrate, Herminda, Evelyn, Mariana, spelling the smart words on your tongue, forming your fingers into fists in the air, pushing breath into laughter. No, those names were strong. They smile and survive through you. No, you are strong. I hope you don't have to be, but you must know you are strong. You, woman molded in Changos, fire with the force of Ochun's rushing rivers. You, a mother of tomorrow, resisting the restraints placed on you, you will move forward. Mija. But remember Callejon Bosque, the concrete cradle where island nights rocked me to sleep with coquille lullabies. Don't forget El Caribe, where your ancestors built you a home. You must know our homes. You must know your homes. You, Boricua with bomba beats pulsing through your chest and salsa rhythms rolling off of your hips. You, Caribeña with boleros breathing through your gaze and merengue mixing into your scent. You, a dream thought impossible. You must know you are Puerto Rican. You must know you are Black. You must know you are loved. You must know you are strong. You must know you are smart. You must know you are fierce. You must know you are bold. You must know you are a revolution. My daughter, you must know you are beautiful. All right, just a little note about that. I don't have a daughter yet, but that poem came to me from the thought of the type of society we live in right now that isn't always very kind to women, and particularly women of color, femmes in general. So I wanted to provide something if I were to have a daughter, or for the femmes out there who are growing in this society and need something to hang on to and something to keep them moving forward. So I'm gonna read one more poem from this book, and then I'm gonna move on to another project. Black Curls. Black curls, you are the fortune teller mommy could never believe, warning her of the hellish flames one of my abayarde bites could unleash. You, the plague bringing men to their knees. No privilege for the young and wealthy. No tarot cards could control your path. You flowing in the waters of the sky, you a beast next to Medusa herself. Black curls colonizers shaved you from my head, burned you from my scalp, and tried to flatten you away, but you, a loyal piece of resistance, stayed with fists high coming to life. Resurrected or never killed, you laugh in the eyes reflecting the midnight garden you have grown. Black curls, you hold hands with my great-grandfather and link names swimming in my pool of blood. Each glisten on every coil, a call to the ancestors whose flesh I have never touched. You are the twisting DNA tattooing coordinates of births. You are the spirit in funerals whispering Santos Ramirez across my face. Black curls, the ignorant say I am a witch, a bruja because of you, and they are not wrong. You, the azabache spell spiraling from my skull. Black diamond crystals bathed in coconut oil and salt water charged by the moon herself. You cradling the stars over the mountain of my body and grazing the galaxy's edges across my shoulders. Black curls, you are the envy of the world. So again, those were a few poems from my book, Coconut Curls y Café con Leche. So I'm gonna switch gears now to my new chapbook. So it's called Despojo. Shout out to Flower Song Press, who was able to find a home for this little gem here. So I'm gonna go ahead and read the last poem from Despojo. Perfumes. It begins outside, in your backyard or the trees down the road by the basketball court, usually in your grandmother's garden. You'll need lavender, roses, lilies, and mums. to relax the strain stuck in the base of your neck, to perfume the space around your mind and calm your shiver, to purify open wounds from the permanence of scars, to ease your breath, allowing laughter to wake again. Think good thoughts. It moves inside, in your home or that of a loved one under the veil of God's hand. It will always be in the kitchen. You'll need aged rum, boiling water, a caldero, and a vase to preserve the sugar scents dancing through the liquid ripples, to steam clear cloud channels for positive energy, to contain the power brewing over the flame, to display the beauty of oblate blooms and blessed liquids. Think good thoughts. It grows deeper in your heart and in your spirit, in your valves guiding the blood of ancestors through your body. You'll need memory, gratitude, humility, and purpose. To thank the blossoms for their sacrifice and gifts, to invoke protective beings feeding your fragrant caldo, to set your intentions for creating these waters, birthing a bouquet, and cleansing yourself. Think good thoughts. So I wanted to share that poem with you all because I feel like it's a good reminder for the time that we're in right now. There's a lot of uncertainty. There's a lot of anxiety right now. So just a little reminder to try to think about the good things and to try to move forward in this and try to survive. So I'm going to close with one last poem. I actually shared this poem yesterday, and a lot of my Boricuas were really resonating with it. So I thought little shout out to them during this Voces Latina. Really quickly, I just want to say again to Yellow Arrow Publishing, to Barbara, and to all of the other artists that are going to be sharing tonight. Special shout out to Gabriela. She's one of my girls, so I'm really excited to hear her perform tonight. So I leave you with this. The truth about pan soao. If you have never tasted pan soao, then I don't expect you to understand the power housed in manteca. You see us savor pan soao con mantequilla, pan soao con jamón y queso, pan soao dipped in coffee, pan soao still warm from la panaderia with nothing on it, and you don't understand. You don't understand why our mouths salivate and why our stomachs cry for just un pedacito de pan soao. You don't understand our delicacy because it does not live in you. You don't understand pan soao means la casa de abuela, where it is always warm. Pan soao is the bakery where they know your name. Pan soao takes us to la playa, where it is summer year round. Pan soao returns us to childhood, where another bite was our only worry. You don't understand, for most of us, pan soao is out of reach, a memory we dream to relish again that is just too expensive. For you, it is just bread. For us, it is a piece of home. Gracias.
Tatiana, muchísimas gracias. Excelente verte igual aquí en línea. Thank you, Tatiana, so much for sharing and for wonderful seeing you, even though online. This is definitely a very new medium to a lot of us. Welcome everybody once more to our Voices Latinas. I feel it's necessary to introduce the event a couple more times than we would live. If you are on Zoom, please remain with those mics and videos turned off. If you're on Facebook, welcome everyone. We're excited to be seeing all of you joining us. Our next reader is going to be Taina, who is actually one of the Yellow Arrow Publishing authors right here. So I will introduce her. Taina is a Baltimore-based, American-born Puerto Rican writer on a journey to rediscovering her Taino roots. She writes across genres, including creative nonfiction essays, short stories, and plays with strong feminist themes. She's currently penning her first novel in a science fiction trilogy about fairies. She credits her success to the endless cheerleading of her husband, Greg, and her two incredible children, Seth and Grace Anna. Welcome, Taina.
Hi, thank you, Barbara. Am I on?
I don't see your video just yet.
Oh,
but
wait,
we can hear you. There you go.
is that? There it is. Hi, everybody. Oh, it's so good to actually put faces to names. I'm really grateful to have been invited to be here. It's really hard to follow that up. That was amazing. As Barbara said, my name is Taina. I am named for the indigenous people of the Caribbean, from Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, Cuba, Jamaica. And I am on this journey these last couple of years to rediscover that culture. And one of the, well, I'm like a novice in the tradition so far, I'm just learning, but one of the traditions that I like the best is honoring our ancestors, because it's their sacrifices that gave us the many blessings that we are able to share now. So I think that the gift of writing that I got comes directly from my grandmother, my mother's mother, Ana Sofia Berrios de Rodriguez. I called her Mama. She was a prolific poet, and she had even sold a song, and it used to play on the Spanish radio of my childhood, Mi Platito de Cristal. But to honor her tonight, I thought it would be kind of fitting to read to you this poem that she wrote called La Raza. Dios quiso que los colores adornan esta tierra. Por eso hay blancos y negros, respetemos su grandeza. Los negros, también los blancos, toditos somos humanos. Y como hijos de Dios, amémonos como hermanos. Toditos somos iguales, pues la sangre toda es roja. Vivamos todos en paz, como el árbol con sus hojas. Negros, blancos, todos juntos, vivamos en una masa, pues así lo quiere Dios, que no distingue las razas. Nos hizo a la semejanza de su Hijo el buen Jesús, y vivimos con venganza sin querer cargar la cruz. Thank you for listening to that and letting me share that tonight. The next poem that I would like to share is called Enterrada in Translation. And I would like to dedicate it to my primos, because they are the most magical threads of my memories. I love you guys and I miss you so much. I don't know if you're watching, but I hope you see this. Being apart from you guys is like the hardest part of this entire thing, but I really think that all of us out there, like out here, can relate to this, like looking forward to this epic reunion, you know, where we get to talk about things with our cousins, like throwing farts or hearing our parents sing in Mi Viejo San Juan together. This poem is especially for all of us who are hoping our Spanish sounds better than Cory Booker's, who are struggling to feel like our voices are important and just desperately want to be part of this great legacy that Latinxes are creating. I want you guys all to know that your stories matter, even if your accents aren't perfect. This is Enterrada in Translation. Mira, my Spanish is not the greatest when I'm speaking. The age to totally learn to was filled with too much teasing. Plus, my parents had their reasons to teach me suficiente Inglés and Spanish both to sound too gringa por hispanos, pero para los gringos, not gringa enough. Still, I was healed by Sana Sanas y Culitos Serranas, and Dorothy's dog's name still not right. When my mom put my hair up, it was in a moño that gave me a facelift. It was so tight. When I'm scared, tengo miedo, porque I'm still worried El Cuco will get my toes at night. Or maybe it's anxiety. from shouldering the burdens of breaking generational curses, unpacking colonizers' purpose. It's so hard to focus when so many voices are trying to pin us against one another, distracting us from what we forget we know. It's not one color or one language that makes us Latino. I spend too much time lost in overthinking translation to relax and flow into my Spanish conversations. But if tú te crees que no entiendo because my English is articulate, cógelo con take it easy, mijo, because my Spanglish is legit. The unfortunate reality that I see is the truth has been hidden. The illusion that has us treating each other like nuestra lengua is what makes us fit in. English and Spanish are both idiomas we've been given. And unless eres de Spain, your rightful language is likely one that's been slain, stolen, and erased so they could pillage and explain why the lands they landed on were theirs for the taking. We keep mistaking that history for our own, while the victors of perspective feast and lead us fighting for the bone. Hahon, that's Taino for thank you, a word that still exists. My, how it has grown in our digital age. I wonder if it inspires rage that the very technology that led to the demise of all of the people they tried to deny the right to be is now being used to revive and our ability to create and develop our tribe. It's our turn to decide now that science has exposed the darkest of lies. We know we come in every single color. Somos todas las razas. Estamos en todo el mundo, en todo tipo de casa. I'll tell you why no pueden sacar our cultura. It will be too duro. Latinxes son the fastest growing population. Latinxes somos el futuro. They would rather us fight before we figure out what that means. Que Latinxes somos the face of the American dream. Thank you. That is everything that I have to share tonight. I am really honored to have been invited, and I will turn it back over to Barbara. Thanks so much, KL Arrow, for hosting this event, and to all of the readers for being here.
Gracias. Thank you, Taina. That was beautiful. I know that for myself, as a bilingual speaker and just having come from Dominican Republic, that really resonated with me. And I see that we have a few people. We have quite a few viewers on Facebook. Thank you, everybody, for joining us here on Zoom. Just that quick reminder to keep those mics and videos off as we continue onto our third reader for tonight. Her name is Gabriela Orozco. And Gabriela Orozco is a native of DC who is currently a junior at School Without Walls. She takes inspiration and pride from her heritage as a Jewish Latina daughter of immigrants. Her mother is from South Africa and her father is from Nicaragua. Her poetry is inspired by reflections on her identity as well as improving herself and the world. She's honored to have been chosen as the DC Youth Poet Laureate for 2019 and relishes the opportunity to grow as a writer and activist and an ambassador of poetry and writing. As DC Youth Poet Laureate, Gabriela reads her poetry and leads youth poetry writing workshops all across the city. She regularly performs at Busboys and Poets and has performed at venues such as the Kennedy Center, Museum, and the Library of Congress. She has also received a National Gold Medal and American Voices Medal in the 2020 Scholastics Arts and Writing Awards for her short poetry collection, A Conquistador's Currency, Echoes from the Quarry. Welcome, Gabriela.
Hola a todos, saludos a todos, saludos a todos. Just trying to get to, okay, there I am. It's really nice to be here with you guys. Mi español no es perfecto, pero soy tomando clases en las escuelas y hablo español en casa y hablando enfrente del micrófono siempre me ayuda a elevar mi voz. Entonces voy a empezar con mi primer poema que es llamada Mi boca, My Mouth, and it's about my own experiences in struggling with being a part of many diasporas, but specifically the Latino diaspora, and how I deal with the fact that there are language gaps with my family, within my family. And it's about language gaps. Mi boca, my mouth. My teeth are ugly, jagged things, stones that cut mountains out of skyscrapers, scraggly rocks, they scrape blood from my wrist, boulders built from stargazers' bones, barely bigger than that narrow crevice my father tried to bridge on horseback. He bounded between two cliffs. My mother calls it the Ramirez Gap. I crush riots between my teeth, crunching gravel, a rictus grin of a growing rift. An homage to the barriers she could never cross, a chasm I attempt to cut across. My feet balance over this fragile bridge as my abuela cradles her cross. My mother's English, a stumbling donkey. My father fumbles, reins in hand, reins in his frustration, frail ropes, snap, reins in his tongue, a whiplash, fracturing earth threatens to crack. Fraying patience, I learn to adapt. Snap, my fingers slip as I slide down the canyon. Blood scrapes the soles of my feet. I scratch at the cobblestones, a quarry of words unsaid. A language left incomplete. Sin acento, my voice grinding shoveled gravel. Stifles, shoving stones in between my teeth. Free falling, the wind shoves me over the cliff face. Flying, earthless, nowhere to bury my grief. So that was the first poem, and I will, sorry, I've never done it online. And the second poem is called Conquistador, and it's a short one, and I really like it. Oh, conquistador, oh, you grenade of glory, you pantomime of patriarchy, you quick-witted conquistador, you know the waters all too well. You have sailed across the Atlantic 18 times and have kissed the Caribbean Sea as if you were lover instead of conqueror. The light dances on the waves, but you are not brave enough to look away. So that was Conquistador, and a big theme in my poetry is struggle. And although we are going through some tumultuous times right now, I think that the core part of la lucha, the struggle, the good fight, as it's called, is community. And I'm really happy to be here with everyone. Shout out to Tatiana. She's one of my poetry mentors, and she even helped me refine with the grammar one of the poems that I'm going to read for you guys. And my mom gave me her book for my birthday, and it was, I'm really happy to have a community that connects me to mi gente, because I'm not always able to return to my homeland, mi país de patria, my father's land, Nicaragua, because their government is not very tolerant of voices of opposition, and being allowed to speak my truth here is very powerful. So keeping that in mind, I'm going to read my next poem, which is about Nicaragua. And the caudillos that perpetuate across Latin American history. Here we go. Córdoba, 100 centavos. Córdoba, 100 cents. There are no castles here. There are spinning quarters, 16 thunderclouds clap and shake the coins off course. Crooked highways curve around mountains. Your lies twist around your mouth. I tell you that you are not as human as you think. You, semi-illiterate, I have seen the beast in you, the insecurity on unstable beams when you blink. I am 50% nightingale, 5% gecko, 2% eagle, 12% some type of tropical creature, 24% animal that likes to tango, and 7% dustings of desert snow. The jaguar lurks, peopleless. He holds his stolen Aztec mace, an obsidian blade, fire-forged and blasphemous. Volcano blood, split open like a firecracker that separates two fingers. Smoke attempts to choke my face. I crash, a current of molten lava. I careen, scorch, and cook. A child or some lost cousin of mine looks at the sky, sticks out his tongue for a snowflake. How was he supposed to know how ash tastes? And that one was called Córdoba, 100 centavos. And for those of you guys who don't know, the Córdoba is the currency of Nicaragua. And this poem is really much about the caudillos and the corruption and that pervades across my country, my father's country. But, you know, there's always a fight. And even though this time is full of uncertainty, I'm really glad that I have traditions to sustain us and that help keep us bonded and together. And so I am going to share 2 more poems, one of which is not really about my Latina identity, but it's more about my mother's side of the family, because I wrote it about the current time that we're in, because like a month ago, I saw on Instagram a writing prompt. It said, write a remedy. And I thought, gosh, that is so needed right now. And I don't have a cure, but this poem is a bit of a remedy for me. And it has some of the remedies for my family that keep us together. Remedy. A remedy of upright trees and room to breathe. The blossoms beckon, blooming city blocks, call my granny from a continent away. I send her pictures of the sidewalks. Despite the time difference, I pray that I remember it regardless, that my remedy won't wake her up. She misses springtime here, and for the first time in 76 years, she lights the Shabbat candles alone, her blessings warming an empty home. A remedy of sunshine, soft hands, and bike rides. The silence of the city is soothing. A lullaby of red lights, marble, limestone, and living room folding parties. A remedy of small children, sweet rain, and a welcome storm. A remedy of daffodils sprouting, dizzy spinning, and an electron dance. My sister and I piss ourselves with laughter. We play pretend, put our wheels together, pillows on the couch, anything to avoid this disaster. A remedy of sisterhood. A shechechiyanu, how lucky we are to be together, a psalm and a soothing balm. My family holds me tight. A hug wrapped in a place to sleep each night. The Shema reminds me to keep it on my lips. I forget the words. The Hebrew forms itself into fragile shapes and twists. I rip the blinds open, shelter in the holiness of light. Where did the last page go? Oh, crap. Oh, no. Technical interruption. I'm very sorry.
No worries at all. This is part of the live aspect of this. Even if we're online, we can see that it is still live.
I'm so sorry.
How did you manage?
I forget the words. The Hebrew forms itself into fragile shapes and twists. I rip the blinds open, shelter in the holiness of light. I have no synagogue to go to. The doors of the ark shuttered closed. A Shabbat of loneliness. The minyan consists of my mother and some memories, my own prayers and whispered pleas. A remedy of peace, prayers texted to my rabbi of restless practice, rustling leaves, and a world repaired again. We relight the candles. My mother recites the priest's blessing, but none of us are priests or priestesses. We're just souls on fire, faithful to an extent, dressed in pajamas and princess dresses. Kept alive by prayer and hope, we open our throats, refuse to let the smoke swallow us. We recall South African sunsets. Let the song rise and roll through us. As I am blessed, my sister's hands settle on my head. I take a deep breath and hope for the best. Thank you. So thank you all for tolerating that mistake. And now switching back to the theme of the evening, I'm going to be reading one of my few poems in Spanish called El Bautismo. And it's on the theme of revolution, the theme of, rising up against oppression, which, as always, especially as today is May Day, and there are strikes all over the country and all over the world, we have to stand in solidarity. But this is about elevating our own voices. And, part of it is teenager rebelliousness, whatever. But this is a poem about rebellion, whether it's from my father's country or in this one, and I'm really proud of it. El bautismo. ¿Quién puede olvidarse de mí? Mi voz se condena, siempre estoy diciendo las cosas que me castigan, soy la capitana del barco que me hunde. Las burbujas que salen de mi boca tienen una mágica que me maldice. Me ahogo en la inundación de mis palabras. Mi boca es hechizada por esta brujería, pero aún así me quedo respirando. Empujada debajo del diluvio, mis pulmones siempre le dan permiso al aire para elevarse. El Padre quiere que yo me quede callada, pero sin el habla. Yo sería nada más que un eco. ¿Quién puede callarme? Ni la iglesia, ni las enemigas, ni las jaulas, ni la policía. Solamente el agua. And I'm going to read the translation now. It sounds better in Spanish, but who could forget me? My voice condemns. I am always saying that which is my castigation. I am captain of this sinking ship. The water leaving my mouth has a magic that curses me. I am drowning in the flood of my words. My mouth is cursed by this witchery, but still, I keep breathing. Pushed underneath the deluge, my lungs always give the air permission to rise. The Father urges me to stay quiet, but if I could not speak, I would be nothing more than a silent ghost. Who could silence me? Not the church, nor my enemies, nor the police, nor their cages. Only the water. Thank you, everyone. Muchísimas gracias. I'm really appreciative of having such an awesome audience. Even though I can't see your guys' faces, I'm feeling the love. And I learned so much from everyone tonight, and I'm really thankful that I got to be part of this. Thank you.
Gracias, Gabriela. Thank you, everybody, for having joined us. The downside of digital things is that perhaps we are cutting it a little short than otherwise programming in person would run. But thank you, everybody, for joining us. Thank you to Tatiana. Thank you to Taina. Thank you to Gabriela. Thank you to you all for joining us. This video will be available for posterity on the Facebook for Yellow Arrow Publishing if you want to revisit some of the work that you read tonight. The bios have been posted on the Zoom chat, and I will make sure that they are posted on the Facebook as well. I've been Barbara Perez Marquez, your MC for tonight, and I hope you all are having a safe and healthy quarantine time, and that you are keeping yourself and yours close to your hearts, even if we are at a distance. Muchísimas gracias y buenas noches.